video, I'm going to demonstrate how to use Argo Rollout and Gloo Gateway together. Argo Rollout can be used for advanced Kubernetes deployment strategy, such as Canary and blue-green deployment, but also even progressive deployment. The way it works is that Argo Rollout needs to control the routing and needs to control the weight, like how much traffic I send to service 1 versus service 2, for example. Because Gloo Gateway is using the Kubernetes Gateway API for routing, it can be natively controlled by Argo Rollout. What we are going to do first is we are going to take a look at how traffic splitting is working in the Gateway API. It's pretty easy, right? You have this HTTPRoute, and you can define multiple backend refs, and you can use different weights to define. Here I want to send 90% of the traffic to the first version and 10% to the other one. So this is a static configuration. What we are going to do is test it out quickly and then look at Argo Rollout and how it can take control of these different weights. So let's go and start with a basic traffic split configuration. So here we configure the HTTP route to send 90% of the traffic to HTTP bin 1 and 10% to HTTP bin 2. So you do that, and then if you execute a curl command, you can see that I have this response from 2ng something, ff. I will have that most of the time, but 10% of the time I should get the HTTP bin 2. Yeah, you see here I got HTTP bin 2, and we are going to now move to Argo Rollout to see how we can have more control on the way we split the traffic and do that progressively. So the first thing we do is we replace the deployment of HTTP bin 1 by what we call a rollout. We could define a rollout that controls the deployment that exists, but in our case we are going to just convert that. So you see we delete the deployment HTTP bin 1 and replace that by this rollout that has mostly the same structure. But as you can see, you have this strategy part of the spec where you can define multiple steps. Here you see we define that by default we don't do anything, and we pause until the user promotes to the next step, which is going to set the weight to 50%. So sending 50% of the traffic to the new version. Then we make a pause. We let the user verify that everything goes well, and if that's the case, he can promote it to the next step where all the traffic goes to the new version that we call Canary. And then when he's happy with that, everything is working fine, he can just promote the Canary to become the stable version. So Argo Rollout can be controlled through like the kubectl Argo option, and you can list the rollouts. So there is one we created, you can get information about it, the current state of it, and you see we have only one revision here, but you can also use the dashboard for that. So if I refresh this page, it should be aware of our rollouts, and you see right now we have in the first revision and nothing has been done yet. As you have seen, we have not defined how to manage the weights, right? That's something we need to do. So first of all, we define a new service that has exactly the same spec as the HTTP bin 1 service, but is going to be our Canary service. And we define this HTTP route that split the traffic between our HTTP bin 1 service, the stable one, and the Canary service. And you see we don't indicate any weight, and nothing is going to be sent to this one yet, because there is like no, we have not like engaged the first step where we'll start to have like this new replica set and so on, as you will see in a minute. So here, what we do is that we update the rollout object we created, and we explain how we want it to control the weight. So here we say we have this stable service HTTP bin 1, the Canary one is HTTP bin 1 - Canary, and we want to manage traffic routing through the Gateway API. As you say, it's like a standard plugin, part of Argo Rollout, and we want to control this HTTP route that we have seen before. So if I configure this rollout, I can see that the service has this selector that select the pods, with app HTTP bin 1, but also have a special rollout pod template hash label, right? And this is used to modify the service to point to the right replica set. So you can check the Canary service is pointing to the same one right now, right? So they all point to the so the HTTP route does the traffic split between the two services, but it goes to the same pod basically. And one of the things we can do now is just like promote the rollout to go to the first step, right? So here we have this rollout that is available there. Everything is configured and we should be able to promote it. So let me just have a look at what I missed here. So the service is good. And oh yeah, I need to set the image, yeah, obviously. So right now I have no change, right? So what I need to do is like basically set the image of my new version that I want to deploy, which is going to be the Canary version, right? So I update the image, and here, yeah, I get this option of promoting to be able to go to this second revision. So if I click here and I click on yes, you see we go to the first step, which is basically starting to direct half of the traffic to the new revision, which is using this new version of HTTP bin. So you can look at this. It's better to use the host name path because it's just displaying the host name. So you see HTTP bin 1 that finished with 8Q, and if I refresh, sometime I get the other one, right? It's like half of the time I get one, and half of the time I'll get the other one, right? So just because I am in the middle of this rollout, and you can see that I have basically half of my traffic going there, right? So that's the first step. The second step is basically promoting again. Now that I see that it's working correctly and I get half of the traffic on each revision, I can promote it again, and in that case it's going to always go to the new one, right? So again, if I go there and I refresh, you can see that now it's always using this other revision, the revision 2, but the revision 1 is still there, right? In case you want to roll back because you find an issue, right? And if I do the final promotion, then I say that I want the revision 2, the Canary revision, to become the stable one. So that's what I'm going to do here. And you can see it's as this timer is going to basically scale down the replica set corresponding to revision 1, but it has already like all the traffic going to the revision 2 anyway, right? So it's like an implementation detail that is not yet scaled down. It's already not getting any traffic. So as I said, you can use the dashboard here to see the status, but you can also get the status from the CLI, and you can see here that now revision 2 is the one that is stable, and you can see that the revision 1 has been scaled down. Thanks.